I think our team has performed well. I think our team knows there's been a couple times we could have performed better. But I honestly think the timing of that has been pretty good, just because coming into conference, sometimes it's good to know that we have to work hard. The win is not going to be given to us. And I think having a couple of rough days during the season has taught everyone that nothing is going to be given to us. So it's taught us that we have to give it a really big push coming into conference rather than going in like easy and confident.
I would say it wasn't too bad. I would say we faced a lot of different adversity this spring, which was, I think, really good for the team in terms of the conditions and coming more from behind in order to get in a top 3 finish. With first years, you never know what to expect, especially considering that spring is completely different than the fall. So just because they performed well in the fall doesn't mean necessarily it's going to transfer over. However, I think that the upperclassmen have done an amazing job in mentoring a lot of these first years and what to expect for cold weather, potentially having no range or, playing in conditions that aren't necessarily as great as they were in the fall.
We've talked a lot about the fast greens too, and the way that our short game is going to play probably a bigger role than it has in the rest of the tournaments. But also keeping damage to a minimum, I think, is important at really hard courses. We've played a couple of hard courses this season already that I think are good prep, but we've been talking a lot as a team about minimizing the damage. If you have a bad hole, make it the lowest score you can make it and move on and make the next hole a good one, because there's some holes that the average score is going to be a high number, so we just have to do our best to keep that lower than what the rest of the teams are going to do.
I think it helps a lot. One of the biggest things is on that course is the green speeds. I think last year they played around a 12 to a 13 in terms of green speed, so they're fast greens, and the course is really firm. So having 3 out of the 5 be returners who have played that course has really helped. So we spent this week really working on our wedge shots. We also moved up yardages to 5,600 yards. So in a way, although we know the course, it's also going to be playing from a completely different standpoint in that sense.
As an individual, I feel a little bit of pressure just to match up to what I did last year, but I like a little bit of pressure. Personally, I think it helps me play better to know that there's more on the line. I like the challenge, and I like that our team is the team under the spotlight right now. That means we've done a lot of good in the past, and we've done enough good this season that people are still looking at us and wondering what we're going to do, and I like that challenge, and I think that can motivate our team and me individually to try to live up to what we've done before, because there's a standard now for the way we're going to perform. We've done a lot of qualifying since our last tournament, which I think was really good for us because it keeps us in a competitive mindset, and for me, competing just among our team is actually really helpful, just because our team has so much talent that in order to play well, competing against the rest of the team, you know that you have to be playing well. So I think doing a lot of competition within the team and doing a lot of drills on the things that we know are going to be important at this course have kept us in good shape.
As I've said all season, and what I tell the players every single year, is that we're just going to go out and play our game. Doesn't matter what tournament it is, doesn't matter who's in that field, anything can happen. So I think it's important to stay hungry but stay humble at the same time. And that's been one of the biggest mottos this season. I also think, like I said previously, just the adversity that we faced this spring, coming from behind, it showed them that, like I said, anything can happen. You look at March Madness or anything else. So just playing our game, having fun, but also playing the game that I know that we can play.